Drew Football Club on YouTube.
Adidas has officially released 5 brand new retro MLS third shirts for 5 exclusive teams, and they are straight fire.
So MLS and Adidas have released these 5 retro shirts, these third shirts, for the rest of the 2024 season. Now, it's a bit weird that MLS has decided to release these shirts at this point in the campaign because it's, well, halfway through the season. Actually, to be honest, there's only 10 games left in the regular season for most of these teams, so it's more than halfway at the moment. Now, of course, in August, the 5 teams who these shirts are for, LAFC, LA Galaxy, Sporting Kansas City, Portland Timbers, and Inter Miami, all those teams will be playing in the League's Cup, which will be against the Mexican teams that joined the tournament, and there's a good chance that these teams wearing those shirts throughout that tournament. Now, as you can see here, I'm wearing a City Wiz shirt. This is a 1996 Kansas City Wiz shirt. The team that is now Sporting Kansas City and were the Wizards from '97 until they switched over to Sporting Kansas City. This is an authentic shirt I got back in 1996 for the one season that the club was known as the Wiz. Now, of course, the name was changed due to legal reasons. This is a fantastic retro shirt that I have. I mean, it feels like you could really push through it. It feels a bit like paper mache. Then I've had this shirt for nearly 30 years. But the shirts that have debuted, or the shirts that these teams are going to wear, they are, like I said before, straight fire. These are some fantastic shirts with, I think, best one possibly being that Kansas City Wizards retro shirt. Now, this is a fantastic top, and the Wizards wore these shirts around the 97, 98, 99 season and had a black top as well to go along with the white shirts. Now, you might say, well, why is LA Galaxy wearing a green and yellow shirt for this retro top? Well, that's because the Galaxy's colors were originally green and yellow and white, dating back to pre-David Beckham. Now, when David Beckham debuted for the team in 2007, the club immediately, halfway through the season when he joined, changed their colors to being all white in favor of a Real Madrid-style top. So the LA Galaxy have since then worn those all-white kits and typically a navy blue away kit. Now, the weird thing about these retro kits that have come out, these retro third kits, is the fact that LAFC and Inter Miami both have a retro kit. Now, the funny thing about that is because LAFC debuted in MLS in 2018, while Inter Miami joined the league in 2020. So they don't really have much of a history in MLS, yet they still got one of these retro tops. And if you ask me, that's a bit of a money grab because, of course, Lionel Messi will be wearing that Inter Miami shirt in games. Now, Sporting Kansas City and LA Galaxy debuted in MLS in 1996, the first season of Major League Soccer. The two clubs were part of the original 10 teams in the league. Now, Portland Timbers, although they weren't part of those original 10 teams, they came into MLS in the 2011 season. This is a team that, compared to the rest of the teams with the retro shirts, can trace their heritage in US soccer back to the 1970s. In fact, 1975 is when the Portland Timbers debuted in the old North American Soccer League before they folded in 1982. Now, the Portland Timbers shirt looks fantastic. It's like all the other shirts in this collection, but they've gone for a deep red, maroon red, as an homage to Portland being called the Rose City, and the shirt also has that classic Timbers look across the front, that writing across the front in that vein of American-style soccer shirts from the past, before teams started to put a badge on the shirts as they do now. And the top also has the old Portland Timbers badge from the 1970s. Now, going back to Kansas City, this isn't the first time that the Sporting Kansas City team, Kansas City Wizards team, whatever you want to call them, have had a retro throwback third shirt. Back in 2018, the team released a similar shirt, a white top with rainbow striping around the sleeves during that season, and wore it as a third shirt. And to be honest, I'd love it if Sporting Kansas City reverted back to that Kansas City Wizards name. Now, this is a team that, this was the team, the MLS team, that was nearest where I grew up in America and still do follow today. And this is a team that had some really cool kits back in the day. Now, while LA Galaxy, Sporting Kansas City, and Portland Timbers have gone for throwback shirts that hark back to previous years of the clubs, of the franchises, well, we've got Miami, whose shirts, by all accounts, have gone for a Miami Vice look. And while this is, to me, not really a team that needed a retro shirt, again, this seems like a money grab with Messi on the side, with Messi in the team, to where they expect to sell quite a lot of shirts. Now, one of the things to note is that both LA teams got a retro third shirt made by Adidas for the remainder of the season, which makes me think that next season we're going to see the New York City teams, the New York Red Bulls and New York City FC, both get a retro shirt, which, I mean, that's not confirmed, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Now, along with the third shirts, Adidas is going to match up some different items that people can buy to go along with these shirts, including track jackets and Adidas Gazelles that are going to match the club colors, and supposedly is going to have the club name and potentially the badge stitched onto those shoes, which is pretty cool, I guess you could say. And I can imagine quite a few football fans picking those up. Not really sure if the hardcore fans in the States will be getting those, the hardcore fans of these teams, but I can imagine a lot of those items being sold. And I can imagine seeing a lot of people from Hollywood, a lot of movie stars, a lot of TV stars, and a lot of potentially NBA players and NFL players wearing these track jackets, football shirts, and trainers. So those are the 5 shirts that Adidas and MLS have released now for the remainder of the MLS season. Like I said, it's a bit weird that they're going to only have half the season to wear them and that they were released midway through the campaign. But I guess that's MLS, and things like this happen quite a lot with MLS. Things change and just happen kind of sporadically throughout a season. Let me know what you guys think about these retro third shirts. I think they're pretty cool. I like them a lot, especially that Sporting Kansas City shirt, as it goes back to those early days of the team when they were known as the Wiz and the Wizards. So let me know in the comments below what you think of these shirts. Also, guys, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share on social media, and I'll see you next time here on the channel.